You bought a Nissan Altima.
Yes.
Why?
Because I totaled my other one.
You had a Nissan Altima. You totaled your Nissan Altima, and then what you did is you bought another Nissan Altima.
Correct.
Nissan Altima, the car that people drive really slow in the fast lane and really fast in the slow lane. That's what you bought.
Yes.
You look smart. You talk like an educated person.
Correct.
And you bought a Nissan Altima.
I just like them a lot.
Did you know what Big Ultima Energy was before you bought this?
Yes, I did.
And then you bought it.
Yes, I did.
The car that's going to grenade its transmission in 80,000 miles, that's what you bought.
Yes.
And you work at a Nissan dealership.
Correct.
Nissan Altima, the car for people who have no agency in their life and also take no responsibility for their actions. Nissan Altima, the car for people it's never their fault. I'm reminded of the words of William S. Burroughs. Nissan Altima, problems for themselves and anybody connected to them. If this were a person...
Well, to play devil's advocate...
These are driven by Edsons with no prior enlistment. No one wants to be near them. I see Nissan Altimas, I give them the widest berth I can because this is just tragic. BMWs are trying to find a way to signal less than a Nissan Altima. RCR, Australia 2024. Gotta get there. Inflation has us thinking about ways to cut back. Whether it's driving less, driving out less, or buying, you gotta save money because you bought an Altima. Now you're locked into a lease for 2 presidential terms. Upside offers upside offsets inflated prices by giving you cash back on purchases. Upside cannot keep blood from going to your head. What if you could save money while still doing the things that you like to do? Like fill your car, get coffee. To get started, download the free Upside app. Get it? I'm upside down. Use my promo code RCR. Yeah, it's a nice one, just RCR. And get 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. All you gotta do is claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Check in at the business. Pay as usual with a credit or debit card and get paid. Download the free Upside app and use promo code RCR to get 25 cents or more back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's 25 cents or more back for every gallon on your first tank of gas, using promo code RCR. The road trip car is still very much the gas-powered 2000 Toyota 4Runner, and I use Upside to find the cheap gas and find the discounts when we're out going to film cars. Nissan Altima, the official car of tailgating me at 71 miles an hour in the right lane while the left lane is empty. Nissan Altima. Brought to you by fuzzy steering wheel covers, having a son who is dealing Vicodin in the 9th grade, and a boyfriend whose life goal is to own a billboard. If you buy a German Shepherd for protection, but never train it, keep it fenced in, don't walk it, and then wonder why the dog has barking fits, here's your car. I hate these doors. They feel like I'm entering a Waffle House with bullet holes on the windows. I hate these switches. I feel like I'm using an ATM at a Motel 6 that's about to charge me $6.95 to withdraw $100. And I hate this transmission. Here we go, CVT. It's your time to shine. Sing your song. You're still shifting. What are you doing? Just blipping the throttle a little bit? Nissan Altima, brought to you by the bumper sticker that says, "My driving scares me too," which is the basic B version of locally hated on a non-Hemi, non-diesel Ram. The Nissan Altima is the cheapest, largest sedan you can buy new or used other than the Malibu.
It's a Japanese car. That means it's a good car, right?
80,000 miles later.
What do you mean $8,000 for a new transmission?
People who drive Altimas are walking catastrophes. Let doors fly closed in the face of people walking into an office building behind them, and their phones are perpetually at 13%. They take the trash halfway out. dropping a wet, white, untied drawstring bag by the front door where it inevitably falls over. A stream of pink chicken water trailing from the open bag and running under the fridge. Horsepower numbers! Bullshit! And this is a 2022 Nissan Altima with optional all-wheel drive. I didn't even know you could buy these things new. It looks like a newly built elementary school. Clean seats, clear windows, no crust in the door's thresholds. It smells hopeful. But soon it will become a space into which will pour mental illness, anger problems, emotional regulation issues, influenza, urine, kombucha bottles cut with Sky vodka, and soaring above the chaos, desperate for cries of validation, will boom,
I am this close. I am this close to losing it. You have me this close to never. Will you just stop? Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop. 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 Will you just stop talking?
And then a life-changing crash will follow. Broken plastic, safety glass, and hand sanitizer flying everywhere.
Look what you made me do!
A Nissan Altima is like a hot dog. It's mostly just assholes. Imagine paying this much money to sit in a trash can with a steering wheel. This is the rare car where you can recommend any of its competition and end up with something better. And probably for less. But no, you had to have big Altima energy coursing through the veins like human growth hormone. Just an open disregard for other drivers on the road. They'll hog the left lane, and if that's not open, they'll take the shoulder on the right, because Nissan Altima drivers never miss an exit, even if it's from the right lane on the 405. And you know what gets me? People are out there saying, "Get out of my DMs if you drive anything older than 5 years." Are you serious right now? You drive a Nissan Altima, Morgan. You drive a Nissan Altima in 2022. You could be driving a Nissan Altima from 2045 right now, and I'd still have you dead to rights with my 4Runner from the year 2000. And I get it. We're reviewing a new one. Its head unit plays a variety of music. Well, enjoy that while it lasts, because the second that warranty runs out, the only music that will come out of an Altima's speakers is
Mañana mi pantalones son volumes marrones.
This isn't even the one that had all those recalls. It doesn't even have a bumper hanging off the end, or expired tags, or a tinted license plate cover to hide the children's dinner menu masquerading as a license plate. I think it was Shakespeare who said a Nissan Altima by any other model year is just as awful, because every road to hell cuts through a Nissan dealership, and a sales associate whose smile is all teeth, pushing a contract on someone who doesn't know they're signing up for 8 years of a car that makes failure part of this complete breakfast. A Nissan dealership is where hopes and delusions are fed, where dignity goes to collect its pension. You see, it was reported by Equifax that the Nissan Altima is one of the main causes of the subprime credit loan market, since Nissan is all too happy to work with credit score lower than a Philadelphia area code, because they can trick people into car loans lasting anywhere from 84 to 96 months. That's 8 frickin' years. Do you have any idea how much happens in 8 years? Your taste buds die and regenerate more often than the doctor. You can like chicken nuggies and chalky milk, and in 8 years you'll have a taste for IPA and corporate boot. And for what? A car that loses value faster than a timeshare? A Nissan Altima holds its value about as well as Father's Day after the first 24 hours. But then why would it hold value when your average Altima is about as well kept as an apartment after the tenant just got an eviction notice? And yeah, you can blame people signing the predatory car loans, but really not everybody has a choice. Not everybody has the option of buying used. A lot of the times it's not even their fault. They're just sold a bill of goods and find themselves staring down the barrel of lifelong regret. No, it doesn't excuse poor driving habits once you have the car, but it's just sad. Not saying that's what happened to Costel here. He's always been kind of a Nissan man. Well, he had a Nissan Sentra, right?
And then he got the 2-liter turbo Altima, got into an accident. And then he went with this because he was able to get a deal on it because he also works at a Nissan dealership. But it sucks because he wasn't even at fault with his turbo. But since New Jersey is a no-fault state, your insurance doesn't care. It could be a line in an ad for this car. Life isn't fair, get an Altima. Now, there are some theories as to why Nissan Altima drivers are the worst. It wasn't always this way. Used to be BMW drivers, and then in my experience, it was Volkswagen Jetta drivers, but all that fell by the wayside. Now Nissan Altimas are king asshole. The CVT is the issue. Nissan was one of the first major automakers to standardize CVTs on their line. People got used to a more immediate response and power delivery at first, so that an Altima can essentially react with the same immediacy of an Altima driver's worst impulses. This has the Xtronic CVT, which uses the D-step logic control software to calculate an ideal gear ratio that can be held consistently for consistent acceleration. But that's the problem. It encourages aggressive driving. You have the perception that your car is faster than it is. So people do the point and shoot method of driving where you just mash the pedal and the car does the rest. Spend enough time driving an Altima and you'll end up with insurance higher than Snoop Dogg. And one wrong turn will put your ass on eternity leave. Time to pee. Time to see how I can U.S. Army. I will defend the urination. Pass, 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 pass. Nissan Altima. The car's so bad when your boyfriend borrows it, he actually brings it back. Nissan Altima. Is that a check engine light? And just clear the codes, you're fine. Humpty Dumpty is my gay concubine. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. I'm your ball holder. Nissan Altima. Is that my exit coming up in 4 miles? And I'll wait till the last 100 feet to change lanes with no signal. Nissan Altima. For driving with one arm out the window and the other clutching a $7 Starbucks drink. Whoa, here she comes. Watch out, boys, she'll chew you up. Whoa, here she comes. I'm gay. Do you want to know why your policy includes coverage for uninsured motorists? Here's the reason. Nissan Altima, official car of using the Art Building's good printer to make counterfeit inspection stickers. When life gives you lemons, ask yourself why you have more than one Altima. Thank you to Costal for offering your Altima to us and being cool with us for going full negative on this. You can argue that a Nissan Altima carries with it a negative stigma because of a few bad drivers. Some people watching this may have never had a bad encounter with a Nissan Altima driver, in which case, more power to you. I know there's a devil's advocate argument to make here, a not all Altima drivers argument, where we play fair to the other side. But we just don't have the energy or patience for it. In our experience, if it drives like an Altima, cuts you off like an Altima, hogs the left lane like an Altima, hits and runs like an Altima, tailgates like an Altima, hits and runs again like an Altima, has a permanent space saver donut on it like an Altima, has one headlight permanently out like an Altima, and leaves behind a detritus of oil slicks and trim pieces on the interstate like an Altima, then it's probably an Altima. Did you come to this video to get car advice? Here it is. To paraphrase Hunter S. Thompson, anybody who buys a Nissan Altima deserves everything that happens to them.